you cannot see what you don't look for, and you cannot look for what you don't believe. You cannot see what you don't look for, and you cannot look for what you don't believe. So first you believe, second you look for, and third you see. That sounds strange. Hello, welcome. Let me just say a story. Like, have you ever thought about like buying something and suddenly you start seeing that thing everywhere? For example, you are sitting and you're thinking about like I don't know your state, but you're thinking about like buying a car or let's say bicycle, and out of sudden everywhere you go you find that car. For example, if I want to buy I want to buy a, let's say, Mercedes. I have the image in my mind, I have the picture, I know exactly what I want to buy, and out of sudden everywhere I go I start finding just Mercedes, the car in my mind. That is just because I believe I want that Mercedes, and life now produces that to me. So first is believing, and secondly is looking. Then when you look in, then you can find. Let me just take another reading, like example from the dictionary. Like I search the definition of attitude, and what they say, like in psychology, I search on my phone. In psychology, it's a mental state involving beliefs, emotions, and a tendency to act in a certain way. Then, in personal development, attitude often refers to your mindset, like being confident, grateful, or resilient. That's what they're talking about. And in one of my favorite books, like the Bible, they say, ask and you shall receive, knock and the door shall be opened. But for you to ask, you need to first of all believe. And if you are receiving, it's because you believe already that you received that thing. So talking about attitude is something that is very important to know about. And your attitude towards life. Most people go through life like being so negative. They get up, they are thinking about negative things, and they keep wondering like, why am I just attracting negative things? That's true, because your mind don't make the difference between negative and positive things. But what you implant in mind, your mind is like it's like a factory. Whatever you insert there, the mind produces the results for you. It's so funny because I can get that voice saying, oh, does it mean every negative I have in life I decided mentally to have? No, that's not true. It's not always the case, because in life you have some circumstances that, now I have a new pen. I don't have the pen I was eating before, so I have this, but I think I'm going to still eat this one after. But never mind. As I was saying, like, it's not everything that happens to you happen because you plan or because you thought about it. But if you keep thinking about something, I believe the mind reproduces what you insert in itself or on it. Like, if you keep inserting negative thing on your mind, negative things, you attract them. So if you have this positive attitude and you stay like confident and beliefs and everything, then you're going to see the fruits equally of all those things. As you say, like in the Bible, they say, ask and you shall receive. They don't say like ask negative things and you receive negative things. The word is like ask. It means whatever you ask, you receive. Whatever you ask, you receive. And whatever you think about, you receive. I can get that mind saying like, I'm thinking about an elephant now. Bam! Now I have an elephant. No, it's not like that. It's not like you ask once and you receive once. You think about once and you receive. But it's something like of repetition, like everything you constantly implant in your mind, those are the results you get. So your attitude towards life is very important. And I'm saying this and I'm just like asking myself, what are some of the things I believed in life that I thought were just truth, and I found out they were not exact? What are my beliefs? Like, what is my attitude towards life? How do I see life? Am I like positive about the things? Am I interpreting my setbacks like positively and everything? And it's funny because once you have this attitude in mind, like always seeing something differently, your life changes, because whatever happens to you, you try to set a meaning to that. Like, we all have negative moments, we all have negative things that happen, but all depends on your attitude towards that, those negative things. Like, your interpretation. It rains on this on the poor, it rains on the rain, but it just depends on your attitude towards that rain. Some people see rain as a moment to sleep, while others see rain as a moment to plant. So it just depends on your attitude on whatever happens in life. I take this example, I like this example, like two salesmen, like they got up in the morning. The first salesman look at the weather, like I like looking, you can see outside, I like looking here, like at 5 a.m. The first salesman got up in the morning and it was raining, and he went back in his room and said, "Oh, what a weather. I think it's a good weather to sleep and everything, relax and everything." That is his attitude, like seeing the weather as just a weather to sleep. I don't judge. The second salesman got up in the morning. He saw the same weather, rain and everything, the obstacles, the storms and everything. And instead of saying it's a bad weather, he thought, this is a good opportunity. Like, I think with this weather, most of the salesmen won't be out to sell. And he got up that morning and went out to sell. Just see two salesmen, the same condition, but different attitude. So it depends on the interpretation you have to the things you see in life. And for you to have those things, you need to like shift your attitude. I'm not talking about this, it makes it like simple, but when you start making those changes so little by little, with time, it compounds up and you see great results. Like, you don't build a house by just getting up in the morning, like having everything, the pillars and everything. No, but you start brick by brick, brick by brick, the foundation and everything, the roof. And before you see, with time, you have a big house and a mansion standing. So that is it. You don't get what you don't look for, and you don't look for what you don't believe. What are your attitudes towards life? Are you going through life being a victim, or are you going through life being confident, resilient, and having that target in mind, having that clear vision of what you want? That is it. So I know I speak so much, but I'm just trying to break these things I have in mind, like, as much as possible. Looking up to see you. Just look at the next video and see what you can say about, and leave your comments. I appreciate that. Thank you.